kiss, or will he make matters worse by slapping her on the booty? Join us again, friends, tomorrow.
I'm sorry. Take that with you.
For another episode of It's Your World.
That's not right. We shouldn't laugh at that.
Coming up,
You guys.
George Wallace, but that's the way he sees it. That's the way it ought to be. Plus, Myra J with the tips for the single moms, because, well, George was late earlier.
Yeah.
No, so. 15 before the hour, the time during the morning show.
Supremely beautiful. Fine directions carefully to avoid skin and scalp burns, hair loss, and eye injury.
Mike, any accidents to report?
Yes, Tom. As a matter of fact, we do have a major accident. Inbound I-10 on the twin spans coming in from Slidell near the hump, an overturned vehicle. The right shoulder is passable. Only the right shoulder is passable, and traffic's back to Oak Harbor, and the lines are growing. A lot of people using the Highway 11 bridge, I would imagine. Again, inbound I-10 from Slidell on the twin spans itself near the hump, and an accident involving an overturned vehicle. Traffic's heavy. Inbound from the west, we're doing okay this morning. Once you get into New Orleans East from the twin spans, the high rise, hardly a problem.
At the America Live Entertainment Show is the adult choice for New Orleans on FM 98 WYLD.
George Wallace next, plus Myra J with the tips for the single moms. 11 before the hour. Traffic news with Michael Chase and news and weather with Warren Bell. Coming up at 8 on the Adult Choice, FM 98 WYLD. With the
Really?
tips for the single moms, but because George Wallace was late this morning, we're going to first have George Wallace, but that's the way he sees it. That's the way it ought to be. Good morning, Dr. Wallace.
Good morning, Tom Joyner. Once again, let me tell you why I was late. Every morning I come to work, I catch a ride with the UPS man, right? So they're off today in their little brown truck. So that's why I was late this morning.
That's a pretty good one.
That's a good one. I like that, George.
Use that one if you're late to work.
So if you like that, that's good for me, too. Look out, Atlanta, Georgia, August 30th, Saturday, Labor Day weekend. That's your weekend. You better get your tickets now. If you're anywhere in America, you should be able to get your tickets from Ticketmaster. Call them and tell them you want to go to the #1 comedy show in America, get this, I Love Miss Butterbean Brown, too.
You know what, George, can I say something?
What?
My mama said you owe her some money for using her name without her permission.
Jay, everybody owe your mama some money.
Don't laugh,
Butterbean Brown tour. I'm wearing an I Love Miss Butterbean Brown hat right now, and you can get an I Love Miss Butterbean Brown hat, too, by sending your joke of the day to Dr. George Wallace, P.O. Box 691067, West Hollywood, California, 90069. I Love Miss Butterbean Brown tour coming to Atlanta, August 30th, Labor Day Saturday. See my best friend, J.A.B. Wait, that's wrong. C.J. Anthony Brown. That's my best friend. I get carried away. The hottest lady in coming today, Myra J. How about that, Myra?
Mm-hmm.
I know how to sell people, even if it ain't true. Miss Dupree gonna be there. You know you're the hottest thing in comedy. Don't forget, if you're coming to Atlanta over the Labor Day weekend, get your ticket at any Ticketmaster. Come on down, Chicago. Come on out, Detroit, Indianapolis, Washington, D.C. Come on up, Miami, Savannah, New Orleans, Birmingham. Come on over. You don't want to miss this show. This is going to be the top show. All you people going to be in town for the classic that weekend. You all be there, okay?
All right.
Now, I want to talk about today. You know what I want to talk about?
What?
We need to clean up our neighborhoods. You know that? We need to clean up our neighborhoods, and here's some ways we can do it. We need to clean up. You know what we need? We need a clean up block program. Clean up the block program. And we're going to start at you know whose house. You know when you was a kid, there was always the nastiest person in the neighborhood? We need to go there. You know the house is so nasty that the rats and the roaches get together and have a tenant meeting. Let's improve our neighborhood. You know how we're going to do that?
How, George?
The person that owns that car, when the alarm goes off by mistake at night, we should be able to use that club upside his head. Take all the dope dealers, all the dope pushers, put them on a ship and send them up to Mars and let them stay up there until the Atlanta Falcons win the Super Bowl.
Whoa.
Now, I know that's a little hard, Jay.
Whoa, that's cold.
That is a little hard, but, you know, we got to change some things around here. Good morning to David Roger of Chicago and his dad, Attorney Clarence Roger of Cleveland, Ohio. Good morning, Miss Deborah Daniels. She's incarcerated down in Wetumpka, Alabama. Got a letter from her. I guess that means she's in jail, doesn't it? Incarcerated. You know, ain't no time like Alabama time. You ever do Alabama time? They put it on you down there. Tom, you from Alabama, you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Once again, let's clean up our neighborhoods, okay? If we need a neighborhood gate that would keep everybody out of our neighborhood that doesn't live in there. Everybody except the pizza man. He got to come in. We need to raise some money. You know, another way we can raise some money by charging that little fast neighborhood slut. You know the little girl I'm talking about? We're going to charge her a booty tax. We can make some money, buy some things for the kids, a little programs out there. And last but not least, we need to clean up our neighborhoods. We need to have a limit on how many Jehovah's Witnesses can show up on your porch at one time. This is Dr. George Wallace, and that's the way I see it. That's the way it must be. Saturday night, August 30th, once again, see everybody, Miss Dupree, J. Anthony Brown, Mara J., and yours truly, Dr. George Wallace, the Atlanta Civic Center. I love everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Everybody wipe your radios because he was spitting on Pre. Wipe your speakers. See you later. Bye, George. And now it's time. We don't normally do two pits in one set, but George is late. And so, as always on Monday mornings, at this time, it's time for Myra J. to give the tips to the single moms.
Okay. Good morning, Tom, Jay.
Now, don't spray anything like George.
Don't be spitting like George, all right?
Okay, put up your little guard shields. Okay, this is for my single moms out there. I know you're really frustrated because the kids are not in school, so they just eating you out of house and home. So you need to learn how to stretch that food dollar, or at least stretch that food stamp till it looks like some contact paper, right? So, now, what you have to do is not learn just to bring home the bacon, but you got to learn how to make bacon bits, all right? So there are several ways you can take a little and make a lot. For example, get bone food, what I call bone food. You know, you got to get that ham bone, that beef neck bone, them turkey neck bone. Basically, see these as like flavor crystals. Put them off in the pot. Bam, you got a meal. And play a little game with your kids, like whoever get the bone, that's like a bonus or something, you know, because they actually got a little piece of meat off in there, you know. Then also use ground meat, your ground meat. It don't matter, you know, use that little mystery meat. That's that meat been in the freezer so long, you don't know what it is, but unthaw it, cook that. That's really, really good. As long as you put it in some onions and tomato sauce, you call it Monday Night Surprise. The kids will be happy about that. You could also substitute weenies for ground meat. Jay, you just love me to say.
I love that word. Weenies.
Basically, anything that you can serve in a bowl, you know, will feed your kids and their little hungry friends, too. Finally, you can get yourself some loose meat. Loose meat is, loose meat is very...
What is loose meat?
You know, that thinly sliced meat, like, you know, your ham and your pastrami and your corned beef, you know, that little thin, real thin, you can read the newspapers. Bologna.
Loose
salami. Loose meat. You know, and you make little loose meat sandwiches, or, you know, you can scramble them up in some eggs, or you can just take a couple of pieces of loose meat and place it strategically on the bread where it's hanging off the side, and they really think it's a lot.
Yeah.
But really, they just got some lettuce and tomatoes. They don't have to know it ain't one or two pieces on there. And, you know, not only that, but when you do that, you get your 4 basic food groups. You know, you've really satisfied your children.
Oh, that's good, man.
And this way, you don't have to think of yourself as being cheap, but being creative, honey. You are bad. They could just bronze your refrigerator. And if you can be this creative, you know, with food, you can do it with clothes, you can do it with rent, and you can do it with, well, you know. And that's just my tips for the single mom.
Full circle. Did you see that?
She did.
She went full circle on it.
And Myra J. is coming out with a new cookbook entitled 50 Things You Can Do with a Weenie.
And remember, weenies can be substituted for ground meat.
Ground weenies.
Myra J. with the tips for the single moms. Why, Myra?
Because it's all about love.
Yes, it is.
Always.
Mike, any problems on the West Bank Expressway?
Right now, no reported problems, Tom, on the West Bank Expressway. Just some slowing at the West Traffic Circle of the Huey P. Long and about an 8 to 10 car average in the toll plaza lanes of the Crescent City connection. Maybe not even that. But we do have a major problem inbound I-10 on the twin spans coming from Slidell on the I-10, crossing the lake near the hump. An accident involving an overturned vehicle. Only the right shoulder is passable on the inbound I-10. If you're in a traffic jam in Slidell trying to get to New Orleans, that's why.
Now, don't go skipping breakfast. Burger King's got a great breakfast for you. The Chris Sandwich Value Meal. For $1.99, you get a delicious Chris Sandwich, hash browns, and coffee. Favored 2-to-1 over the Egg McMuffin. The Chris Sandwich Value Meal. Just $1.99. Get your breakfast worth at Burger King.
Warren Bell and news is next. That's traffic. I'm Michael Chase on your Adult Choice FM 98 WYLD.